This here is from Female. Can't say I've ever heard of them, but apparently they like Johnny a lot. Johnny Depp on embracing his craft as a maverick from October 13th, 2024, and they've got some stuff here from Johnny I haven't quite reported or heard, I don't think, so here we go. Johnny Depp is certainly far from the controversial leading man, the iconic quirky on-screen roles, the rock musician persona, he was a guitarist before becoming an actor, the unexpected neo-expressionist portraits in 2022, these paintings of cultural heroes ranging from Al Pacino to Elizabeth Taylor sold out in a day. I remember that. They made millions. And of course, the title of Dior's long-standing poster boy for its wilderness-inspired flagship men's perfume, Saage, for 9 years and counting. Didn't know that. That's a long time. I thought it was shorter. It's unsurprising it continues as the face of Sauvage out for reportedly the first high-concentration men's scent with water-based alcohol-free formula that was launched recently. Here, he tells us more about it and his own craft as Maverick. What was your first impression of Sauvage? My first impression was that it felt like a slice of Sauvage, but hitting other notes scent-wise. The smell made me think of a very early morning as the sun's about to rise with the smell of a forest nearby. I thought it was special. When I went through its various ingredients with Francis, I was blown away. I could see them come out one by one through the layers he put together, creating an emotion. That's a great way to describe a fragrance, man. Just saying. Pretty impressive. Was it essential to achieve a powerful performance when playing a character? Something has to grab you first. If I don't feel intrigued by the first 20 pages when reading a screenplay, it's over for me. When I'm reading, images and visions appear in my mind. I splatter ideas and notes on the page and write them down. The most important thing to decide is whether there's something I can add. Is there an opportunity to explain yourself without explaining yourself? Take the character of Edward Scissorhands. When I read the screenplay, I bawled like a baby, and I was sure I was not going to get the gig. A month later, I got the call. The producer said, "Johnny, you're Edward Scissorhands." That was the second step of my foundation as an actor, that material I wanted to do. With the process of acting, you should have different things and places within you to access. That's your toolbox. I love these long quotes by Johnny where he explains things in detail. A lot of them you get are kind of short. They hint towards things. This is good. Not sure exactly how old this is, but they get some things about Marty, so obviously there's some new stuff in the mix. And they're saying he's been the face of Sauvage for 10 years, so that means recently as well. You have been the face of Sauvage for almost 10 years. What does that mean to you? What has been your favorite campaign? Normally, I don't watch myself, but I've watched the campaigns because you never know what Jean Baptiste, who's directing the videos, will do, which is a beautiful thing. He's very elegant like Picasso. I adore him, and I've liked all the campaigns. There's an incredible amount of trust, and that's a thing that has to be earned. Sometimes you'll find yourself close to someone, and it just clicks. You're in sync, and know you can trust that person. It doesn't happen daily, but I think Jean Baptiste is a genius. I do. Sorry if I'm getting his name wrong. You have previously mentioned that fragrance can help you get into character. Do you think it's the same with music, which you also love? Oh yeah, I've worn a receiver, a little antenna, and an earpiece for years, creating my own portable radio station. When working on a movie, I'm also playing in my trailer the music I feel might aid me on my journey. Alright, so we had some shitty rumors that Johnny needed to be fed his lines or he couldn't remember them. He's been listening to music. This makes sense now. I mean, look, it's not a live Broadway performance. You can study your lines as you go in between and things. It's probably not a huge deal. Yeah, for some people, they forget lines. Hell, I forget shit all the time. I would forget my lines. But what I'm saying is, you're not pressured live. So you don't have to make a big deal out of it if he's remembering lines or not, or whatever. It doesn't even matter if he forgets them. It means nothing. And, as we see here, he was listening to music. I'd choose a song, and if it takes 4 or 5 days to shoot a scene, I'd listen to that one song for 4 or 5 days on loop because it helps me stay in my world as well as help me feel the essence of the character. Music is the quickest and simplest way to travel to our deepest emotions. If I hadn't been an actor, I'd still be playing guitar, which he still is though, I thought. So, okay, bit confusing, but all right, no one's perfect. And here's where they mention Marty. What about your upcoming film, Marty? The second movie you've directed, what are you most excited about? Johnny says, here's what was exciting. I didn't have to be in it. I would not have cast myself in it, so I didn't. What excited me was the source of the project. I was very moved because 20-something years ago, Al Pacino said he would direct this and it never came to fruition. Then, 20-something years later, I get a call from Al. He was the guy who called me up and had the idea of me directing it, and I still don't know why. I don't know either. Can't say I'm happy or sad about it. I'd rather see Johnny in it a little bit at least. But alright, cool. Whatever you guys decide, I'll be seeing it. Anyway, there's a little more here. Maybe check out the full article. Some of it was somewhat repetitive about his artwork, so I skipped a few questions. If you're wondering why I sound exactly like Johnny Depp, well, I can't explain it myself. Anyway, if you're not subscribed here, consider it. Doing all things Johnny, pop culture, following Diddy, stuff like that. If you don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.